Is there a risk of Coles overtrading in this site and needing to relocate to a larger footprint?
In the terms of Coles overtrading, we've had a look at their turnover figures, and they have about a steady, around about 3% growth every year, 3 to 4%. Taking out the inflation around COVID there. I think that's probably a pretty low risk. And on the flip side of that, for someone to be able to build a new Coles shopping centre in Cooma, and then make it feasible for them to do so, they would need to be charging a hell of a lot more rent than what Coles currently being charged. So I think that is probably fairly unlikely. And really that just comes down to building costs and what it would cost to replace the asset. I think Lockie and Peter both mentioned 40% below replacement cost. So if someone had to go and build that Coles shopping centre now, it's essentially going to cost them at least 40% more than what we're buying it for, which means, if you relate that straight back to rent, they would then need to charge 40% more rent. And I don't think that's something Coles is ever going to pay for. They're not going to take a 30 to 40% rental increase just to find a bigger centre. So we don't see that as a big risk in this centre. The Coles turnover is consistent, but it's not out of control. So that's not something that we see as being a huge risk to this trust.
It's also a full line Coles at the moment anyway, so it's got everything there, and it's trading close to the turnover rent.
Yeah, they'd have to be doing something extremely abnormal to want a bigger space. And in a town like Cooma, that just doesn't seem likely.